Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. What's going on, guys? I'm Billboard's hip hop editor, Lamarre, here with superstar MC, one third of the Migos.
Oh shit, what's happening?
Offset, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm good. I feel good about my project. I feel good about the
Father of
response.
Four.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, one of the standout tracks, Father of Four, was with J. Cole, the J. Cole record. The How Did I Get Here?
How did I get here?
How did I get here? You spoke about doing shows in Mobile, Alabama
Yeah, when we first started.
back in the day. So talk about those humble beginnings and how they shaped you to be the star you are today.
It's just talking about like coming from a chitlin circuit to selling out arenas, doing tours, and sometimes people kind of count you out, or they make their own assumptions about you, or what they think you should be doing and would not be doing. And then I know a lot of people, even from my past, like, dang, boy, how you do that?
Mm.
So it was very relatable, and I just talked about certain different topics that people might have not known, like how I was baptized and how all that played according to my life. Like I've been a man of God my whole life, so that's why I was just talking about just beginning stages to how to get it now. Like I was at home one time and I just was just thinking outside, looking at my cars in my house, just looking at the things I got from where I came from. It was just like, dang. So that's why I made the song. How did I get here?
Baptized at 5, from what I remember. Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
And it was crazy because it was like the clock was on you because J. Cole hadn't sent his verse in, but then he
Yeah.
managed to get it in before the deadline.
Yeah, I got that. To be honest, I'd be all the way 1,000 with it. Like I had missed like a hour and a half window slope with Apple
Wow.
because I couldn't turn it in. When at the time I turned it in, I think I turned it in like 5 o'clock in LA time, so that's 8 o'clock.
Over here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of like pivoted off, but everything played its role. When it's beautiful music, it's gonna talk by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I turned that in the day you actually heard it.
And then you gave him his just due because he did his thing on the verse.
He did his thing on the verse
Yeah.
for sure. He ain't even like it though. He was telling me like, man, I ain't really feeling this verse. I'm like, boy, you crazy. Over with it.
That is crazy. I was just telling you, one of my favorite records on the project was Lick, and you're talking about, you were hustling back in the day.
Right.
So obviously, like I said earlier, you're a superstar MC. Talk about some of the principles you still keep with you from the street, present with you today.
Loyalty is everything. Sorry, my fault.
No, you
Loyalty
good.
is everything, and you know what I'm saying. I started with QC, and we still been rocking. But like my homies just around me, all of us, we like out of 12, 13 years
Right.
relationship. I don't really have nobody new around me, so it's just all a family thing, and we all been together since day one. They've been riding with me on my back.
Wow.
And then we had, and most of the guys, we actually was doing some of those things in the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, when you live a certain lifestyle, you grow from it. You try to get away from it, and that's what I'm on. That's why I changed the whole gear of my album period and focused on family and just being a grown man facing whatever I gotta face. That's why, like on Father of Four, I was talking to my kids, and I'm apologizing, but they really don't look at me like I shouldn't be apologizing. But I'm doing that on some, let me get this out, something that's always been in my chest. I always wanted to say, and I was able to put it on the record. And I wanted to channel my whole my album on content because I just feel like it's a lot of things going on in the world, and they didn't see me with all the diamonds and the jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't really too relevant. That's like a pretend world. Because
Right.
when I used to listen to the artists and they be talking about I might go get something fake, but in the reality I got real problems. So I just wanted to keep the real problems in the real life situations, and be a little and to give another side of me to my fans that they don't really know.
Right. Right. And you just touched on the record, the intro track, Father of Four.
Yeah.
Cardi said that intro made her cry twice.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, which lyrics, I guess, were the hardest for you to write emotionally when penning in the studio?
The lyrics about my beautiful daughter Khalil, about not really having a relationship or even knowing, her mom and how the situation was a tight situation for me, but I had to step up, like I said in the song. And it was my first daughter. How it happened is a little rock starish, you know what I'm saying? But it was very hard but I still faced it. I wasn't there for some time. Then I faced it. I was there, and I'm there now, so everything good.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, that was the hardest bars though to speak on.
Yeah.
Though. Cause it was the truth, and it was had to be known. I didn't want to, but I didn't want to offend anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a very sensitive topic.
Right.
So,
And
but I didn't offend anybody. I appreciate how people took it,
they embraced it. Yeah.
embraced it, and they understand. It's just like the baby daddy side of it. You know what I'm saying? That's trying though.
Yeah.
Ain't no excuse if you're not, but trying. You kind of get it's so much not. It's so much no fatherhood that even when you try, they kind of try to play with it like it ain't enough.
Right.
And I was just letting all the fellas know like it's all good, bro. It's enough. As long as you and your kids eye to eye and y'all got the relationship and they can understand and y'all can grow as one, it's all good.
And you know, the cherry on top, you got the legendary Big Rube to bless the intro. You know, why did you feel it was important to add him to the mix?
For my city, Atlanta, you know, he Dungeon family, he got a big background. I come from a group in a home-based record label where it's like home-based. And to watch them, they had broke the barriers early. That was when Atlanta wasn't, and the South wasn't a hot scene for music. And they some legends where we from, so I wanted to keep the legends from the A on the album. That's why I went and got CeeLo.
No Star.
CeeLo did his thing on that.
Yeah, which is one of my favorites on the track. I mean, on the album. And going back to the actual album itself, you know, you embraced your role as a father. So I'm curious, each time out when you had a kid, how did fatherhood change you, especially with your most recent child being Culture?
Each time, you know, you just get wiser and you smarter and you kind of learn the ropes of being a father. So each one after is actually easier. Like my first son, Jordan, it was the hardest. I was 17. I had no job. I was roaming the streets. I was trying to find myself, you know. So that was hard, and I was scared when I first had him.
Right.
Cause I was really like the first one out of me and my homies. I was the first one to have a kid in high school. So everybody like, boy, you got a kid on the way, and at first it was like a joking matter, like it wasn't cool. They like, no, boy, you got a kid on the way over. It was like
what you gonna do? Yeah.
So I used to be scared. I couldn't really say what it said, but I used to be scared. Like, what am I gonna do? So I just had to bump my head and run into different courses to try to get the money and try to survive. But God let it work out. See where I'm at.
Yeah. And you know, you also on the album you spoke about the absence of your father.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, with that being said, how did his absence affect, you know, fatherhood for you and your children, and also just you being a man, period?
It's just another side of being a man. So another man should be able to tell you, like, yo, this, and that. But if you don't have that, you might rebel with your mom a little bit because you might not find that. You might not want to scare her or talk to her about something you going through that's real life.
Right.
So I ain't never really had that until later on. I had a stepdaddy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's never the same. You want your pops there. And even if I could talk to him now, I'd be like, bro, pull up, come holler at me.
Wow. There's still love there.
It's all love.
Wow.
I'll help you. I got something for you.
That's
Really?
love.
Yeah.
That's love. You know, one of the standout tracks as well, Don't Lose Me. You know, that record you spoke about your wrongdoings as a husband, and also, you know, you getting rid of the lean.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, man, as far as that record is concerned, how did you manage to, you know, give up your addiction to the cup?
It's like, you gotta keep the cup, man.
Yeah.
It's a focus thing. Take away from your focus. Take away from your attitude. It had you talking to people different. It got you acting different. And then, you know, when people notice things, with me, I never like people noticing weaknesses in me. Yeah. So if I notice, you know, a weakness in me, then I feel like it's a problem in myself. And I was never doing it like I never had footage of me like pouring it. You know how people be playing with it and
on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't never doing that, so it was like a thing. I was never trying to be cool. It was a little hobby that came into something that turned into a little bit more. And now your family telling you, your mama like, hey man, you need to put this down. Your girl telling like, leave that alone. It's just a grown man step you're gonna take. I know I can't get to the highest reach that I want to be, the highest potential I can get to. I can't personally reach it like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have a clear mind. Then I be thinking about like, you know, my kids watch everything I do. They do everything I do. They know word for word my songs. They know everything. And then I be wondering, like right now my album, They probably know all the words. You just flicking through the songs, and it's crazy. So I know I have a big influence because they do know who I am.
Right.
And so it's just like some things you gotta make a choices and be like, okay, this could stay in my life. Do I need this? Is this what is it doing? It's just some grown up things. It's grown up decisions. That's why I never like came out like I'm going to do this. I'm trying to fix this because it's like something I really want to do. So it ain't really. I really don't like speaking on it because I really like because I just be feeling like sometimes people take it how they take it, and I know what I'm trying to do with myself. I'm just trying to have a clean mind, clean slate, and take over the world. You can't really take over the world when you got other things pulling you down. It don't make sense. Nobody else has done it.
Shout out to you for kicking the cup, man. That's
So-
pretty admirable right there. And on the same track for the intro, you use the audio clip from when you were apologizing to Cardi.
Yeah, and I never let her hear that song because I ain't even wanted to hit. I wanted her to like know that I listened to what she told me. Because what I'm saying, I'm basically telling you what she told me in the song.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I listened to that, and I to be a man, you gotta be able to admit your wrongs and not run from it. I'm dead wrong, so this was for you. You know what I'm saying? The song was just dedicated to her. That's all.
What you saying now, let me pose you this. As a man, do you have any regrets with how you went about trying to get her back publicly?
No.
Why?
I jump out the window to try to get her back with a parachute on my back.
Yeah. That's your wife.
You gotta fight for what you believe in, what you love, man. It ain't no joke. It's not just social media and fun. You might have looked at me being selfish on the stage, but I'm trying to just get what's mine. I'm ready to look stupid. I'm ready to take the shot in the back. I'm ready for you to say whatever you got to say. You can hate me now, which a lot of people seem like they do. But I take that because I made it. I messed up. But at the same time, I'm not perfect. I only know a couple ways. I pull up at your doorbell. You don't never let nobody. I can't give you no breathing air. I gotta see you, talk to you. I know you could beat me up, punch me out, whatever we gotta do. But it gotta be addressed.
Yeah, as long as
And we got a child, so it's a whole nother ball game. A beautiful daughter. It ain't nothing like a daughter missing their father. It's different, bro. It's like I feel like if you don't have your daughter at a young age, it's different from a man. They go experiencing things that they was never taught. They go to get it from somebody else, and it might not be the right thing that they need to be getting because they never been taught. So you gotta just tighten up, keep your family together. Family is everything, and that's what it's about. My family. So
That's real.
when it's coming to everybody else, you can say, I'm doing this. It's for the family.
There you go.
Straight up. It's about
There you
family.
go. There you go. Now, how would you compare Cardi B, the wife and the mother, versus Cardi B, the rapper? What similarities?
She all the way the same thing. She's just a thousand. You know, she keep it 1,000. She speak her voice. What she got to say, how she gonna say it, she gonna say it. She a hard worker. People try to play and take away from her. It's just you never seen somebody work this hard. That's what I be feeling like. You just never seen nobody work this hard. So the reward that be coming, you don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
She be working, and people love her. You can't. It's organic.
Right. Right. Obviously, you did your thing on the lyrical side, but of course, you had Metro and Southside on the production side.
Yes, sir.
You know, obviously, everybody knows about the chemistry you and Metro have. I'm wondering, did anything change as far as the chemistry going into this album since, you know, you were going to try to be more introspective as opposed to when you did the project with him in 21?
Nah, me and you know, Metro is a real musician. I don't even call him a producer. He's a real musician. His instruments are live. You hearing on hip hop beats. They're not taking time. Let me tell you what producers doing now. They getting a little quick sample, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they cheating. They skinning somebody off, maybe 5-10%, chomping them off and not making their beats. He make his beats and sit in there and call these instruments, call the choirs, He worked, and then he treated the project like it's his, like it's mine. So then me, him, and Southside, it's like Atlanta plus we grew up together, like came up together.
Yeah, that's family.
And all my bangers is with Metro.
Mm-hmm.
You just check my raps, Bad and Bougie, Ric Flair Drip, No Complaints. All my top charting songs is with Metro. So I just wanted to use the same formula. Why not? He know me. He's hard on me. He can handle how I talk to him. We hard on each other. we get the project put together, and then when he talked to me, he like, bro, he told me before I even got to tell him, like, hey, this project different. Nah, we ain't doing all that. You need to talk about the real, bro. You need to let these folks know who you is, bro. And I was already like, I'm like, man, I'm already doing that. So he came with the beats and the sounds, like After Dark. That right there, that beat so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a mood. I did that in Paris. A lot of these songs was done in Paris while I was doing Fashion Week. You know, they was coming with me. They was traveling with me while I was while I had to do Migos things and we had to be in LA. They traveling on planes with me, paying their money too. So them two take a lot of integrity and pride in their work. They don't want nobody else hands in the bowl. Only reason is because they want to say they did it, like the greats. So just having two producers that respect music is the best thing. They ain't giving you samples. They not giving you samples that they will remake a sample to cut the sample out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brilliant. And they treat it like it's theirs. They was in there with me 12 hours, 15, 16, 20 hours in the studio. 3 days in a row. Trying to get everything, the order. And then he just was real, like, he participated in it. Like, you know, usually you got the songs, the producers just be like, all right, boom, there you go. Nah, he like, nah, bro, you don't need to put this one, nah. We're just going back and forth, just being, it's like working with a group still. I looked at it, that's what I'm used to.
Right.
So I went right back to it, me, Southside Metro. But they got their new producer thing where when they do a beat together, they the So Icy Boys. You know what I mean? So we got some other songs that ain't even come out.
Okay.
That's gonna be a part of they So Icy Boy projects.
Okay.
And what they got coming up, that's exclusive. I ain't even told
I
nobody
see
that.
I was gonna say we
what I'm
looking
saying?
forward to that, my man.
See
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
you. Love is love.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, tats on my face had me wondering, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, if you can maybe have now your favorite verse from the album tatted on you, whether it's 4 bars or even 8 bars, which 4 or 8 would it be?
Out the whole album,
Yeah.
a 5 one be like where I'm at, where I go, how did I get here? That's a 5 tattoo, I think.
Why?
You could play around with it. You might have some little eyes looking around. You could do a couple. You could be a little artistic with that.
Okay. I like that. Now, last question before I let you go. I always ask rappers this question. If you could pick one word to title this chapter in your life, which word would that be and why?
Manhood.
Why manhood?
Because I'm the man of my family, and then that's what my whole album is about. Being a man, stepping up the wrongdoings, taking care of what you got to take care of, which is what men do. You dig?
There we go. Father of 4, Offset.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for coming. My brother.